Okay. Well, I've hit my tee shot here on number 2 east, and we've got it in the fairway, and now we're going to go ahead and drive through the cart path here. Just to alleviate some cart wear and tear. Job of replacing these in different areas on the golf course, and as you see, these are the white stakes with the green tops. This is where we want to exit the cart path, drive through the stakes and onto the fairway. See my entry stakes here onto the cart path. Again, we want to try to adhere to those entry stakes and exit stakes from the fairway to alleviate some cart wear and tear. Go ahead and hit my shot. And simply bunker with the rake pointing.
Hi ladies and gentlemen, my name is Mike Clifford and I am the Director of Golf here at the Lakes Country Club. I've been here for 30 years. I was born in Indianapolis. I moved to Denver, Colorado in 1977 and I was there for 2 years. I was at Denver Country Club. Then I moved to the desert. I was the assistant pro for a short time at Rancho Las Palmas, and I moved over to Monterey Country Club where I became their first head golf pro in 1979. I was there for 3 years as a golf pro, another 3 or 4 years as the club manager. And then I moved over here to the Lakes Country Club. I got smart in 1986 and became the director of golf at the Lakes Country Club when the members took over June 1st, 1986. I have 4 children. Their names are Amy, Wendy, Nicholas, and Cameron. And Wendy's married to Will. That's my son-in-law. And Cameron is married to Priscilla, my daughter-in-law, and I've been very blessed. I have Wendy and Will have a son named Barron, and they have another one on the way. Barron's 2.5 years old. Cameron and Priscilla have a little daughter named Adeline. You may have seen her recently, me holding her in the newsletter a couple months ago. She's about 5 months old now. I went to school at Purdue Regional Campus in Indianapolis back about 1970 through 72. I was studying engineering. Shortly after that, I got into the golf business. And I told you a little bit about that, but that was about 1972 when I started. So I'm a PGA member. I have been PGA member since 1976. A little bit about my, my sports, my hobbies. I love the Colts. I love the Angels. When they're playing well, both teams, they're not playing as well as they should be. And of course the Pacers. We're going to see how they do this year. I love playing golf with our members in the Pro Challenge. Jeff came up with that idea about 3 or 4 years ago. It's so much fun. I'll be playing with 48 members, 24 ladies, 24 men this year, and with my golf staff. I'm about a 7 handicap, and what's fun this year is we get to use our handicaps against these people, so we might have a little closer matches. And my hobbies, besides golf, I like to travel with my children, playing golf with them. I work out a little bit, not as much as I should. And I've even last year I started climbing the bump and grind a little bit. And I go to the gym as much as I can. I garden a little bit in my yard. I read books. I love history. And right now I'm reading Winston Churchill, back 1940 through 1965. Very interesting book about World War II. So I'm looking forward to a fantastic year with our members. We've got some new members I'm hoping to meet, and I'm hoping to play golf more than just with the people that are in the Pro Challenges. So we're going to have a great year. We got all of our staff back and a few new additions. And so thank you for giving me the chance to go to year number 31.
Okay. Hi, my name is Jeff Brummett. I'm the head golf professional here at the Lakes Country Club. This is my second year here at the Lakes Country Club. Originally from St. Louis. Moved out to the desert in 1998. I spent 10 years at the Vintage Club. Spent 3.5 years at Cherry Hills Country Club and moved back to the desert last August. I'm happy to be here at the Lakes Country Club. Started some programs here with the tournaments as far as the Pros Challenge to get out with new members. Hoping to get out to play with about 30 members again this season. We've got 2 tournaments with the men's, also with the ladies. We're excited about introducing those programs. My wife is also a golf professional. She works in the desert here at the Reserve Club. We have a 2-year-old son. His name is Declan. And as far as tournaments here at the Lakes Country Club, I'm in charge of overseeing all tournaments, outside staff and staffing here. As far as lessons, all available lessons here for our PGA professionals. I've been a PGA professional since 2008 and excited to be here. Please call the golf shop for any tournaments or questions you have for tournaments, and we'll see you soon.
John, welcome back to your 3rd season at the Lakes.
Thank you, Mike. Glad to be here.
Your first assistant, doing a terrific job.
Thank you.
You were born in Palm Springs?
I was born in Palm Springs, yes.
So you know what the heat's like out here?
I've seen a few summers in my time. Yes.
Okay. Tell me a little bit about yourself, your family, and how you got here to the Lakes.
Sure. You know, born and raised here in the desert. My wife Elizabeth and I have 4 beautiful children, 3 girls and 1 boy. Boy is the baby, and between the 4 of them, they keep us on our toes. absolutely.
Johnny's what, 4 years old now?
Johnny just turned 4 this October.
Okay, so he's putting, what'd you say, he's putting a little bit?
He's putting. Yeah, we made him a little putter about this big, and once we start putting in the living room, there is no stopping the boy.
I can see why you didn't give him a wedge.
No. Yeah, there's a big TV in there that we're keeping in mind, so putting for now.
Okay, so, and Elizabeth works, she does escrow?
She does. She's been in escrow for many years. I think close to between 15 and 20 years she's been doing it.
And your other daughter does escrow?
She does. Our oldest, Alexia, has finished her AA and gone into the workforce for now, and she's getting into escrow. She likes it. Okay,
now you worked before here. Of course, let me tell a little bit about your golf career. You played for Palm Desert High School, and then what, COD?
I did, yeah. I grew up playing golf out here in the Desert Junior Golf Association and Southern California Junior Golf Association, and played for Palm Desert High. And we did pretty good at that time. We were the only game in town, so there's a few CIF titles and DVL titles every 4 years I was there. And then after that I went to College of the Desert and played varsity golf for them for 2 years. And we made it to the state championships, although we didn't win a state championship when I was there, but we took 4th. So some golf experience there. It was great. Okay, now
before you came to the Lakes, you worked at, give me some of the clubs you worked for.
Well, before coming here to the Lakes, I was at Silver Rock in La Quinta for 7 years as tournament coordinator, and had great experience out there. Kind of saw that course from the ground up when it was just starting out, and had a lot of good times there, and had previously worked at the Westin Mission Hills before that in Rancho Las Palmas. I was in resort golf for a lot of years, starting as a teenager, and it's been nice to get into the private side of golf again.
Okay, now I think you're kind of like Nicklaus. You finished second in these Battle of the Pros more than you've won.
Yeah.
He's finished second, I think, more times than he finished first. You finished second 3 years in a row? Always the bridesmaid, but never the bride?
Well, it's been 2 so far, so this being the 3rd year, we're going to try and break that cycle.
Okay.
And we're going to grind one out this year.
Okay, because I know...
second place is fun.
Terrific player. I played with you in the matches, I mean in the Pro Challenge. And so we'll see how well you do this year. You got some tough competition with David and Jeff.
Oh, yeah.
But we've got some really good players on board here.
Yep.
You are a PGA Pro.
I am.
How many years now?
I was determined Class A Pro in 2013.
Okay, so 3 years now, PGA
3
Pro.
years now.
And you have any other hobbies besides golf and raising those kids?
Right, that's kind of my main hobby, I guess you could say. But kids keep us busy. But I also like music. I've been involved with music since I was a young kid. I like to play guitar, bass, piano, anything with strings. I'm fond of. So.
I've heard you playing the piano.
Yeah.
And you're excellent.
Well, thank you.
Okay, well, we're looking for a great year. We're looking forward to playing. I'm looking forward to playing with you 4 times in the Pro Challenge with all these members.
It's gonna be great.
And looking forward to getting all these members come back for the season and have a great year.
Looking forward to it. Thanks, Mike.
John, thank you so much.
All right, thank you.
Fernie, welcome back to your, what season at the Lakes?
I believe this is my 5th season.
5th season as golf pro.
As a golf pro, that's correct. Yeah.
So you were in the outside services for how many years?
6 years.
6 years, so 11 years at the Lakes.
That's correct, yeah.
That's a lot of time at one place.
Yes, it is.
Okay, now you are one of our assistant pros.
Yes, sir.
And you're just about a PGA member?
Yep, pretty close.
So you think maybe in the next 2 months you'll be a PGA,
Yeah, for sure.
be able to play in all those section championships and stuff.
We'll give it that.
Okay, and where were you born? Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, I'm a local boy, so I was born in Indio. Grew up in a little town called Mecca, which is about, I don't know, about 15, 20 minutes southeast of here. My whole family is actually from out here, from this area, so we've been out here in this valley for a very long time. Yeah.
Okay, so you went to school in Mecca, or?
I graduated from Coachella Valley High School, went to COD, and went there for 2 years. I studied computer science.
Well, that's why I always get you to help me with my computer.
Yeah.
I picked the right guy. So now you went COD, and did you play sports for COD?
I did not play any sports for COD. No. I did play a lot of baseball growing up. I played all the sports: basketball, football, everything, whatever I could.
So your real name is Elias.
That's correct. Yeah.
But you go by Fernie because was it Grandpa?
Yeah. My grandpa gave me the nickname Fernie, and it sort of just stuck. So.
Fernie named after Fernando Valenzuela.
Yeah, Valenzuela. He was a big Dodger fan. Yeah, that's correct.
So you were born about the time that Fernando was playing really well.
1981. That's when he came on as a rookie, and they won the World Series. So.
Well, that's pretty good accomplishment. So you're a big Dodger fan.
I am. Yeah.
And Raiders? Do you say you're a Raider fan?
I'm a Raider fan. Yeah.
They're having a good year.
They're having a great season. Yeah.
Except for last night.
Except for last night. But
okay. All right. Well, Kansas City's a tough team this year too.
Yeah, they got our number for sure.
Now I know you've got you're married, and tell me a little bit about your wife and your kids.
My wife Julie and I have 3 kids together. Our daughter Christine, she is 12 years old. Madeline is our next, and she is 6. And then my son Fernando, he's 4 years old.
So they keep you busy.
They do, yeah, for sure.
And what do the kids do?
Well, let's see. My little boy Fernando, he does karate. He's been doing that for about 7-8 months now, and he's actually a yellow belt now. Loves it. Keeps him busy. He's full of energy. My daughter, she's playing soccer. She just got started in that. Loves doing it. And my oldest, she's into music. So she plays the trumpet in her elementary school band. So.
Well, they say if you keep them busy in sports and school, they're going to turn out to be pretty good.
Yeah, that's hopefully.
All right, and then now you have another hobby besides golf.
I do, yeah. I like bowling. It's something that I've been doing for several years now, and getting my average back up. It used to be pretty high. It went down a little bit, and it's a lot of fun, yeah.
Now, what was your highest game? Did you ever make a 300?
Close. I think it was like 280 something.
Okay.
Yeah.
And your highest series?
700 something.
Okay.
I don't remember. It was mid 700s.
So that's why they always ask you to be on their bowling team, because you zero handicap or something.
Yeah.
Whatever that is. Okay. Well, it's good to have you back for your 5th year as a golf pro.
Thank you.
And I'm looking forward to seeing you as a PGA member here real soon.
Yeah. Hopefully, like you said, within the next 2 months, I should be a member, and looking forward to another great season, and getting out there and playing with some of you members. And if you ever want to play with me, just give me a holler.
So we played in the Pro Challenge.
We have, yeah.
A couple times. We get a couple more. We're playing with the ladies and the men. So
Yep.
you got to sign up, ladies and gentlemen. You got to sign up for that to play against us early in the year, about October the 1st.
Yep.
So that's one way we get the chance to meet new members and also have lunch with them afterwards. So,
Yep.
Fernie, thanks,
It's
buddy.
always a lot of fun. Thank
Okay.
you.
All right. David Goldstein.
Hey.
Welcome to another year at the Lakes.
Yeah, thank you.
Tell me a little bit about yourself. We did this 2 years ago, but things have changed a little bit.
A little bit. As you know, I've been here. This is my 3rd year here at the Lakes. I love it. Still learning more from under you and Jeff. I'm 36 years old now. I'm an avid golfer, as you know. My wife now, not my girlfriend. She's been my wife shortly after when I started here. We do have a baby on the way, just so that everybody knows. I'm very excited about that. We have a baby on the way, supposed to be coming out December 26th-ish, hopefully before the new year. maybe a Christmas baby. Very happy about that. We did buy a house right down the street, you know, off of Portola, and very excited to be here.
So you and Angela are going to have, we're
having a boy. Yeah, we're having a boy. It's going to be David Goldstein III. So it's going to be another little David running around. So hopefully you guys can handle that.
I'm sure he'll be as good a player as you are with your expertise.
I'm hoping better.
And Angela's coordination and her good looks.
Yeah, her good looks.
He'll be a good-looking boy.
Yep.
And tell me a little bit more about your family. You've got.
I have two sisters, two younger sisters. They both have families. You know, father David and mother Glenda. They're both in California as well.
Mm-hmm. Your sisters are where?
My sisters are in California as well. They're both in Yucaipa. I think all my family's in Yucaipa at the moment.
So you're an uncle for how many kids?
I have four. I have 3 nieces and 1 nephew.
Okay, and good. So you're going to help them with their golf swings?
I've been trying to. It's kind of hard. They live an hour away. They're into water polo right now, so
good sport.
They're very, very active doing that. And the other ones are kind of young and being 2-year-olds. So.
All right. You have any favorite teams?
Yeah, I'm a Detroit fan. So Detroit Lions, Detroit Tigers, Detroit Red Wings, Pistons. I know our first game this year.
I think the Lions beat up on my Colts, but so did everybody this year.
Yeah, I had to hide my head away from you for a couple days after that.
Okay.
But other than that, we were good.
Okay, so Detroit, because your dad's from Detroit.
My dad's from Detroit. He's from Michigan, yeah.
And before here, you worked at?
I worked at Oak Valley. Oak Valley before that. I was in China for a year working for them, opening a junior golf academy. So I did a lot of teaching. As well as a lot of tournaments.
You have some ladies that you taught that are now on the tour, I understand.
They're on the tour. Su Wei Ling, she's on the tour. Allison Lee, which I cannot say that I was her golf coach, but I did work with her a little bit in her couple years that she was at Oak Valley. She was from LA area, but she would travel to Oak Valley to practice. And I think, what was it, last week or 2 weeks ago, sometime in September, she came in second place. She was tied for first for 3 rounds, or no, she was beating everybody for 3 rounds, and then ended up shooting 10 under and came in second place. So.
Okay, now you have won the Battle of the Pros one year.
I did, and I did not repeat last year. So this year, you better watch out, pros.
Probably because you wore yourself out playing with Brian against Michael Block and Kathy.
That was a lot of fun. Yeah, Brian's an awesome golfer. Luckily, I had him on my team because he's the one that brought it home and brought home the championship for the guys.
I'd never seen Brian play until that match. He is very long, very straight.
He's a stick. He's
I can see why
golfer.
he's club champion. Why Tom Smith has a run for his money every year with him, and of course everybody else.
Yeah.
You have any other hobbies?
I'm a gamer. I play games at home, which a lot of that's going to be reduced having the baby, which is totally fine with me. 36 years old, so I need to grow up sometime.
Okay, your handicap is right around 0 now.
0.1. So we're gonna try to keep it at that. No, I'm gonna play my best until we start playing our matches. But yeah, right now I'm a 0, and I'm gonna try to keep getting better.
Okay, so Pro Challenge, we got handicaps this year. It doesn't make any difference with you being so low, but I've got a 7, so we're gonna have fun with playing against these ladies and these gentlemen.
Absolutely, and we got a lot of new contestants this year. So
because we shut it off and tried to let the new people that hadn't played yet in, so
which is excellent. So
great idea.
Good. Yeah,
great idea. Looking forward to meeting these new members.
Yeah, we have a
bunch of new members, and we hope to meet all the people. See them back opening day.
Yeah, it's gonna be awesome.
All of our tournaments. So David, we're looking forward to a great year.
Thanks, Mike.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Paul, belated welcome to the Lakes.
Thank you, Mike. I appreciate it.
I know you started like January because Carrie left us in the middle of the season last year, and then so we were very, very fortunate to find you January of last year, but we never did a formal introduction on a video for you. And you are one of our assistant pros. And tell me a little bit about yourself, birthplace, family, etc.
Well, my name is Paul Grisham, and like Mike said, I got here last January, right in the middle of the season, which I thoroughly enjoyed being here. I am one of the assistant pros, and prior to coming to the Lakes, I spent 26 years in the Navy. And upon finishing up that career, I went to the Golf Academy of America for 16 months, learned the entire business of the golf industry and what it had to offer. I was originally born and raised in Northern California, and I'm just excited to be here out in the desert and doing what I love the most.
26 years in the Navy, so you were on a couple different ships.
Quite a bit.
And you were in charge of how many people?
At one time I was in charge of 118 individuals.
Well, we have 420 members, but they're all in charge of us.
They are.
So we'll see. No, they're great people. And you are your family. Tell me a little bit about your family.
Well, I've been married for 26 years to my beautiful wife, Christina. I got 3 kids, and I also have 4 grandchildren on the way. Yep, 4 grandchildren. I got my oldest daughter, she's having twins. She's living in San Diego right now. My son's wife is also pregnant, and then my middle daughter is pregnant as well. So we got due dates in January, February, and April.
So grandma-to-be and grandpa-to-be are going to be busy a little bit, maybe next summer anyway, huh?
We are very busy. Every chance we get, we go visit, and we just like to see how they're doing, and we're on the phone with them just about every single day just to make sure everything's going well.
Okay, now you have a favorite team, Seattle related maybe?
I do have a favorite team. I love the Seahawks ever since I can remember watching football. They've been my team ever since, and you know, I just get excited to see them on TV, and you know, everybody looks at that game last Sunday night where it was a 6-6 tie, and you know, that's just mainly our defense, and we didn't put up a whole lot of numbers on the offensive side.
Okay, now do you play any other sports besides golf?
You know, all through high school I played football, baseball, basketball, and now I'm just pretty much, if I can find a good out-in-town softball league, I like to play softball, but most of my time is spent playing golf.
Okay, so your handicap is about?
I got my index down over the summer to a 2.1 from a 5.5, so I worked very hard, and I recently, what's that word I'm looking for?
Passed the PAT?
Yes, I qualified to enter the PGA program, and now I'm looking forward to becoming a Class A member.
Okay, and you're going to be playing with me this year 4 times, twice against the ladies, twice against the men in the Pro Challenge.
Isn't that a lot of fun?
I'm looking forward to that. We had fun last year, and did we win any matches last year?
We did not win any matches, but we had a good time, and the members had a great time playing against us.
Well, we're going to get handicaps this year, so maybe we got a little better chance.
Let's see if that helps.
Okay, Paul, good to have you.
Thank you, Mike.
Looking forward to a great season.
Absolutely.